You know, and like they say, sometimes things happen you have no control over. You see, life is unpredictable. Guys, welcome to an updated edition of the Orange and Black Recap. I'm your host, Timmy Flyers. Our Flyers lose 5-2 to the Buffalo Sabres last night. I'm with Tippett and Trevor. Tippett had a goal and Trevor Zegras got a goal on the power play. Flyers fall to Buffalo 5-2 last night. I gotta tell you, I gotta be real with you guys. I hate the month of January. I think January absolutely sucks. It's cold, it's cloudy, and it's just really, it's cold, cloudy, and cruel. And last night proved how cruel life can be and how cruel the month of January can be, especially if you're a Flyers fan. Last night's loss was a tough one. You know, I think back, last night after the game, I was watching the 2010 playoff run of the Philadelphia Flyers. And you know something, it really brought back a lot of memories. Just like Simply Red, I'm holding back years. Just like Simply Red, I keep holding on. I keep holding on. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I keep holding on. Because in a way, when I look at the good times, they give me hope. And I know it's been tough for this team so far. Dan Lazar went out of the game. With an injury, Sam Harrison came in. And things just got completely worse. I don't know about you, but Sam, I don't know about you.
Sorry.
I don't know about you. I don't know about you. I don't know about you. But Sam Harrison just doesn't care anymore. It was time, you know, Sam Harrison is going to have to care right now. We go to games tonight against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Flyers did call up Alexei Kolosov now. I'm going to say right now, we got to take a risk. Either Kolosov plays great or Kolosov struggles. That's the risk that you got to take going into these games. That's the risk you have to take. And the Flyers are going to hurt to take a risk. The worst case scenario, it could really hamper the Flyers' chances of making the playoffs, or it could help the Flyers' chances of making the playoffs. Those are the two scenarios that we have right now. As of last night, the Buffalo Sabres, they got into their wild card spot. And I've noticed that a lot of teams that have been through a lot worse than the Flyers, or the teams that do good for some reason. And we haven't made the playoffs in 5 seasons. Buffalo Sabres, they had it a lot worse. Which means karma went their way. Karma did not go our way. They got the better of it because I see it this way. A lot of teams that are worse off than the Flyers, they're the teams that eventually catch a break. And that's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes in life, the people that go through the most struggles are the people that catch a break. They can catch a break. And that's how life is. That's how I see it, The worse off you are, the worse off you are, sooner or later, you're gonna catch a break. And that's how life is. It's like in life. In life, this old saying is, how come it's always the good that die young and the bad that are still alive? And that's one thing that you hear about in this world. It's always the good people that get taken away from us too soon. But yet the bad people, the criminals, are still around. That's how life is. Sometimes. And I'm not saying about their criminals or not. They're honest hockey players. They just want to make the playoffs. But what I'm saying is, since Buffalo has been through so much, I feel like the karma has given Buffalo a break because Buffalo has been through the ringer. The Flyers have only missed the playoffs for 5 seasons, so karma was like, you know what? The Flyers are not really doing that bad, so they can probably get one more season without not making the playoffs. And that's how karma is. Now, I'm going to say it right now. I feel like this season, the karma has really caught up to me. I'm not a perfect person. There are things in my life that I've done that I'm not proud of. There's some choices in my life that were the wrong choices. And I really think that karma has caught up to me. And this is karma's way of punishing me. And that's what I feel it's like. This is what it does. It punishes you when you make the wrong choices in life. And that's what I feel is happening right now. And it's just, as a hockey fan, I've seen a lot. Guys, let me tell you a little bit about my life. When I was a young kid, they had me on medications. Because apparently back then, they misdiagnosed my disability. And back then when I was a kid, they had me on prednisone, they had me on Ritalin, which made absolutely no sense, because muscular dystrophy is a neuromuscular disease, and Ritalin has nothing to do with it. I was a little bit of a crazy kid back then. I was the kid that put the army guys in the oven, and my mom almost turned the oven on with the army guys in the oven. Because I did that. I was that kid that would pick up the hose and squirt the kids getting off the school bus. I was that kid. Maybe I was a little rambunctious. Maybe I was a little crazy, but I don't know what it was. But honestly, I really think that it was just me being a kid, because kids are crazy. Kids do things. Kids are curious. And that's all. I was curious. I was a little wild, but I was curious. But I didn't need to be on Ritalin or anything like that. The medications I was on, they made me feel like crap. They didn't make me feel like myself. And something, I'm glad that I never have to take those medications ever again. It's a part of my life I do not like about myself. It's the fact that they had me on prednisone, they had me on Ritalin. Those drugs made me feel like such a downer. And I hated it. I hated the way I was. And I thank God every day that I'm the way I am now. And I feel good about that. And listen, I've had some bad days in my life. I've had people take advantage of my kindness. I've had people call me a loser. I had people call me a cripple at one time. I had people call me a nerd. I had people call me all kinds of stuff. I had people spread rumors about me in high school. Because people always thought that I was the gullible guy. They always thought that I was the guy that they could make a joke out of. But honestly, when I watch Flyers hockey, I feel like I can escape from all that bullshit. From all the people spreading rumors about me. From people talking shit about me. From all the bad days I've had in the past. And like I said, I never was a perfect person. I've done some things that I've made some choices in life. I'm sure I'm not the only one. You know what? I've lost a lot of things in my life. I lost my ability to walk in 1996. I lost my ability to eat and drink by mouth in 2017. I also lost my father in 2016. I've lost a lot in my life. And you know, it's tough. It's tough, you know? But I try to do what I can to stay happy. I try to do what I can to have a good day. You know, life has pushed me around all my life. There's no doubt about that. I feel like life has bullied me, has pushed me around, has taken some things from me that I cannot get back. And that's how life is. Life can be beautiful, but it can also be cruel, it can also be complicated, and it can also be a very, very cruel mistress. But you know something? I'm not going to come out here and get upset. Because honestly, I'm not going to be that Flyers fan that they end up doing a documentary on in a few years, a documentary about how a Flyers fan had such a promising life. And all of a sudden, everything turned to shit. It's not going to be like that. There is not going to be a dark side of hockey story about my life. That's never going to happen. And you know what? After last night, I felt like Jimmy King in Ready to Rumble. After he lost the match to DDP, and ended up going, his life ended up going on a downward spiral. His wife ended up divorcing him. He lost everything, and he ended up living in a trailer park. That's not ever going to happen to me, though. It's not, I hope it never happens to anybody. I also felt like Rocky in Rocky 3, when he lost when his trainer died, and he lost that fight to Clubber Lang. I know how it felt. That scene where Rocky Balboa gets off his motorcycle, picks up his motorcycle helmet and throws it at the Rocky statue. Those are my feelings right there after last night's loss. But I'm going to say it right now. Hockey is a fun game. It's a great game. It's a majestic sport. But it can also break your heart. It can also kick your ass emotionally. But to tell you the truth, I'm glad that I have these emotions. Because it makes me feel like I'm alive. Heartbreak makes me feel alive. Hardships make me feel alive. And Flyers hockey makes me feel alive. You know, life is funny, you know. One day you feel like you're on the top of the world, and one day it can all change. And like an eye mist, the way things have been going for the Philadelphia Flyers, it's like when you're on a roller coaster and everything's going so well, and all of a sudden the ride stops out of nowhere. That's what this season feels like. It feels like a roller coaster ride that stops working. That's what it feels like. It kind of feels like that. It also feels like getting punched in the stomach 17 times. Believe me, in life, I've taken a few emotional punches to the stomach. I'm sure there's a lot of people that have felt that way too. And it sucks because, I'm going to say it right now, this Flyers team, I feel like every year we get so close, but life is like, and all of a sudden, our players get hurt, there's drama behind the scenes, and something always happens. I feel like life just doesn't want to give this team a chance. And it's not right. It's not right. It's mean, it's cruel, and it's a sick joke. It's the life I've been playing on this hockey team. And it's not fair. As a fan base, it's not fair. But nothing in life is ever fair. Life doesn't cut you a break. Life doesn't hold your hand. And life isn't there to kiss your boo-boos when you hurt yourself. I refuse to quit. I refuse to give up. And yes, I am going to watch the game tonight. And if you don't like it, tough shit. That's all I gotta say about that. I'll see you guys on Friday with a recap tonight's Philadelphia Flyers Penguins game. I'm going to continue to do what I want to do. I'm going to continue to support my team. And like I said, I'm going to watch this game tonight, and I don't care what anybody says. If you don't like the fact that I'm watching a game tonight, tough shit.